Na?
But looking back on it now,
Játék, please.
if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Na, mindjárt kiderül, hogy jó lesz, vagy sem. És itt most hol, mert szart látok, bazd, ja, ott a létre.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Mindjárt egy pillanat. Esküszöm, lelövöm magam emiatt a játék miatt. Na mindegy. Graphics. Csí, mara. Ja.
They were both pretty
Na
intense.
most már jó lesz. Működik. Szóval. Ott hagytuk abba a játékot, hogy a temetőből jöttünk fel. Ott volt minden régi család. Tököm tudja mi. Régi családtag.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
A családfából minden egyes ember láthattunk.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Szóval Sam találkozott, ő maga kereste meg a halált. Saját magának, vagy valami ilyesmi. Repülőjegy. Lámpát nem lehet kapcsolni, please. Kösz. Szóval nem. Ah. Ragusz. Én. Ő lenne Sam.
Dawn, I promise we'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly
Szóval
encouraged.
egy ilyen vadász körúton vagyunk. Vadászni vagyunk. Méghozzá egy Dawn nevezetű gyerekkel. Mindent
Shouldn't we
mindenki.
be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
És hol van?
What?
Ja?
Perfect.
Csak rá kellett volna zoomolni.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Odin Finch. Valamilyen...
Please just take the damn
Mop.
picture.
Hey, language.
És hol vagy? Ha?
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's okay. Got it.
Got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Ez mondjuk lehet halk? Még hangos.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Lövünk pár shotot. Nagyon szép itt a tó, meg ilyenek. Öcsém, ilyen zoom egyetlen egy kamerában se volt. Ilyen nem létezik. Az új Samsungokban van ilyen. És tulajdonképpen mit kéne még fényképezni?
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Hey!
Aha, megtaláltam.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad.
Öcsém, ez a
You're always
fókusz.
serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Mindenről is csinálunk fényképet, Di.
Last time I was with Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Your grandpa's
Halak,
fen
meg
taught us how to
ilyenek.
fish, how to build a fire.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
Oh my god.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of it.
This is the rainszarvas. És hol van ez a... Fú, de idegesítő, hogy így kell képeket csinálni, kérem szégyen. Ja,
Dad,
Let me get behind you.
do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. Great
Beef.
shot, Don!
ez konkrét.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Csóró állat.
Sorry, Don, just gotta reset the timer.
Fuss, Forrest, fuss.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Ídik. Fater lelőtte azé rainszarvas.
Of all these stories, that's the
Rángatozó
one I wish most
rainszarvas.
that my mom had told me. After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Miután Sam meghalt, anyukám és Idi közel kerültek egymáshoz. Ketten sokat vesztettek. És sokat elvesztettek ebből. No. Ez kinek a szobája? Sam Finch.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Még kis békával.
He saw things the rest of us don't.
Kell játszani a kádba, he. Ez igen. Ja, most én irányítom a békát. Mi a gyász?
Hand over, Gregory. It's time to. Hold on, sweetie.
Ugye most nem az lesz, amire én gondolok.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Ez igen.
What his world was like.
És kacsákkal mi lesz? Így meg fősorakozunk.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
Jézusom.
Whatever it was he saw, it sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds.
Itt valami rossz fog történni, ma előre látom.
But I worried about the baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could.
Vagy mégsem.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it.
És miben ne adják a gyereket a kádba?
I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Aha.
I wish he could have told us. About the world
Akkor meg is gondoltam, hogy valami rossz fog történni.
There's so much I don't understand. About Gregory,
Szerintem meg fogunk fulladni a kádba.
about everything.
Van egy olyan érzésem.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
És ahogy gondoltam, igen. Egy évet élt Gregory. Hát ez somolyu.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I
husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Nem tudom, mi fog történni. Hát, ott gyönyörű.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed to
Repül már minden
nature
hely.
had destroyed the tent our dad had crudely made.
Ide repül. Így lehet megbassza a 220.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Az kemény. A vihar egyre erősödött, de a faterre csak annyit mondott, hogy hangosítsátok fel a muzsikát. What?
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Na most én azt nem értem. Vihar ölte volna meg.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus. My mom moved up to the loft after my
Lecse meg
brothers died.
bujját várunk, aztán falat mászunk, beszarok.
At the time, it was as far
És
away as
nem
she
én,
could
hanem a karakter.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Kalkuttába vagy hol a tökönbe töltötte a nyarakat, ahol házakat épített,
My
és
mom moved
ott
to India
ismerte
a
meg
week
a...
after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Ott ismerte meg a hotelt. Indiába költözött egy hét után, miután leérettségizett, és valami munkát talált, vagy valami ilyesmi.
Louis was born a year later.
Louis egy évvel később
When my dad
született.
died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Aha. Milton, Edith, Louis. Nagy
The house had to
ültetvények.
get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Hát egyre nagyobb lett.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Milton 10. születésnapján Edie egy kastélyt adott neki.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Miután Milton eltűnt, hátrahagyott egy szobát tele festményekkel. Jó van, már én már néztem, na, he.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Érdekes.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
4 évesek voltam, amikor Milton eltűnt.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Erre itt van valami? Nincs. Faszom. Innen jöttünk, nem? Még följebb megyünk?
Mom definitely blamed
Meg
me,
följebb.
but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Edith
After he
hibáztatta
graduated, he
Muter.
just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Aha. Egyre több időt töltött a szobájába. Addig, amíg nem talált munkát. De ez kinek is a szobája? Ezt nem tudom.
Lewis's room smelled very,
Louisnak.
very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Csak egyszerre ezt is csinálni, meg azt is csinálni.
But he found something more. I worried about him then.
Mert hogy én mozgatom a kezet is, meg azt a bábot is ott bal oldalt.
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Ez érdekes.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Jézusom.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. followed the sound of her silver harp.
Már nem bírom.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Már nem is látjuk, hová rakjuk azért. Halakat.
He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Ilyen kis menő zoknink van. Ilyen csíkos. Oh Jesus.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Ja, hogy én nem Louisa vagyok most, hanem valaki mással, és itt szembe ő velünk.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Eléggé bezombult.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Szóval mi ez a képzeletbeli akármi vagyunk.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Ja.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising me.
Ja.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Így le fogják vágni a fejünket.
And the rest I think
Rip.
you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Érdekes, érdekes. Most ez ki volt? Ja, Louis. Még vissza van. Idi. Az Idi. Ja, meg a Dovne. Hát ez érdekes émes volt.
On the way back from Louis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What
Very
happened
down,
at night
like
kept me for a long time.
down.
Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
És ez a miénké.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Szóval minket kiküldtek. Vagy elküldött
the power had
anyánk.
shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning.
Szóval
Okay?
Puter el akart minket vinni innen.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
Valamilyen földrengés.
Go back to it.
Földrengésről volt szó.
Followed it.
ami a tenger legaljára jött, vagy milyen tököm. És ez volt az utolsó pillanat, hogy látta a házat.
I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Meg kellett értünk harcolni.
Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
Pár év eltelt.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Várjunk, most születik meg a gyerek.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Micsoda. Nem áll. Jesus. Na, erre nem számítottam. Jesus. Hú, srácok. Ez igen. Hát nem volt valami De életvidám sztori. De jó volt, tetszett. Igaz, volt egy nagyobb kihagyás 2 rész között, de nem nehéz egy ilyen játékra emlékezni. Szerintem. És ezt gyerekekkel csinálták, vagy gyerekek alapján? Vagy ez hogy? Meg miképp? Ja nem, jó. Azok a gyerekkori képeik a tervezőknek. Értem. Szerintem legalábbis. Ez így a végére, ez így meglepett. Nem is kicsit. Hát ezt még most sem tudom felfogni. Ez a sztori, az jó volt. Ez tetszett. Annapurna interaktív. The Edith Finch team. És akkor a végére értünk. Osza. Hát gyerekek, ha tehetitek, akkor próbáljátok ki. Játszátok ti is végig. Így videóra nem tudom mennyire jön át. Nagyon tetszett. Király volt, fasza volt. Próbáljátok ki ti is tényleg. Így, hogy a végére értünk. Hát már korábban elkezdtem igazából, mert ennek már van egy része, ami föl van töltve. Ez csak a második fele volt, amit múltkor abba hagytam, vagy félbe hagytam. Úgyhogy ez itt az Edith Finch Jóska gyerek vége. Jóska gyerek. Osztja! Még lehet jövök vissza valami gémmel. Nem tudom. Nem tudom, szerinted jöjjek még játszani? Mondd meg. Ja, jó. Attól még megmondhatod. Nem tudom, még eldöntöm. Úgyhogy... Hát ha nem jövök vissza egy 10 percen belül, akkor nem lesz semmi. Majd kiderül. Oké. Na, akkor adios. Amigos, muchachos, gracias. Hogy itt voltatok. Parara. Pa.